Let's start in London, where the Somali Conference for 2013 is currently taking place. Britain and Somalia are co-hosting that conference with the Prime Minister David Cameron and the Somali President as well. This conference aims to provide international support for Somalia as it rebuilds its country after 2 decades of grinding conflict. The conference will focus on rebuilding Somalia's security forces and also tackling the pervasive problem of sexual crime. Tuesday's meeting follows similar conferences in London and the Turkish city of Istanbul last year. And as Somali leaders and regional heads of state converge in London, there is a glimmer of hope for Somalia as they try to hammer out a way forward for the impoverished nation. CCTV's Carol Loyola takes a look at Somali's expectations of the conference and the key challenges that Somalia faces today.
2 decades of conflict and isolation, and yet Somalia continues to experience brutal violence, periodic drought and famine. A generation has lived in a failed state that offers little peace or expectations of a better future. However, many still hold on to hope, saying help cannot come fast enough.
We have nothing and have undergone difficulties for the last 25 years. As you can see, we live in a demolished house. I am a widow with children. We are suffering because of the consequences of civil war, so we urge the world to help us.
The world has tried to help. In 1993, the US government sent troops to try and stabilize Somalia, but abandoned it after 18 of its soldiers were killed by Somali militiamen. Since then, regional African governments have also sent forces to try and stabilize Somalia. Though Mogadishu still suffers from intermittent attacks by the Islamic militants Al-Shabaab, the capital is much more peaceful today than in years past.
The London conference comes at a time when we need the most. International community support will be coordinated through that conference. The conference addresses some of the dire needs of the Somali government and the Somali people.
At the London conference, Somalia is set to share its plans to develop the country's security forces, justice sector and financial management systems. International donors are likely to pledge to help get Somalia's plans moving. In February, Britain said it would give $4.7 million, with a large chunk intended to help train Somali lawmakers. Eradicating sexual violence will also be on the agenda. Human Rights Watch has also urged delegates to make accountability and women's rights a priority. Carol Loyola, CCTV.